coming to the end almost. We now go back to New York. Obviously, the United States is being particularly active today. What role can NATO play in countering cyber threats? That's from Cara from New York. Cara, thanks for that question. I think there are three things I could say here. Number one, of course, we have to protect our own NATO systems. First and foremost, that may sound easy to you. It's not. I mentioned Afghanistan. I mentioned NATO's global reach these days. I mentioned all of the partners. So actually, the NATO systems now go from Hawaii all the way through to Japan and Australia and New Zealand as we increasingly connect. That's the point about cyber, isn't it? To connect everything. We increasingly connect across the globe. So in that actual fact, we now have well over 30 major networks, and we have just recently completed an upgrade of our NATO computer incident response capability so that it can protect 24/7 55 critical NATO sites, NATO headquarters, NATO command structure, etc. And of course, as you know, in the cyber domain, you can't just sort of have a contract and then say, job done, I can forget about this for the next 20 years. The cyber threat is constantly becoming more sophisticated, and therefore we need to constantly verify that we're able to protect our own systems. The other thing, by the way, in the cyber world is that you discover that your own internal systems are increasingly interacting and dependent on national systems. And one of the big challenges that we've had is mapping the systems in our NATO countries and our partner countries that we suddenly discover play a key role in keeping our connectivity going. And of course, you want to make sure that, for example, a piece of NATO classified information doesn't become immediately compromised because it goes out of a NATO system onto a national system. So this is really a major puzzle. The second aspect, though, Cara, is that we are now going to a stage where, having got our NATO systems under better protection, both civilian and military networks, we're looking at how can we assist allies. You remember the attack on Estonia in 2007. If that occurred today, would we be in a better position to provide the kind of assistance, the advice, anticipate the crisis, limit the damage, help Estonia to recover and get its essential systems back up and running as quickly as possible? That is the challenge that we now look at, not only to protect NATO, but NATO as an alliance for allies, but also to help allies come up to a better level. The third aspect, which also is linked a little bit to the second, is how can we gradually develop NATO into a more cohesive cyber community through running exercises. We just had a very major exercise called Cyber Coalition 2013 in Estonia. Estonia has a lot of expertise, as you know, where we had 33 countries, not just NATO, but many partner countries participating. The European Union was there as an observer. We ran through a lot of different cyber crises, different procedures, so that we can gradually bring, if you like, the less capable cyber NATO allies up to the same level of expertise as the countries like the United States, which of course have been investing very heavily in this area for a long time, so that eventually we overcome, if you like, the digital divide in NATO. Because of course this is important. In a cyber community, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So I think that there's going to be progressively, step by step, an increasing role for NATO in helping all of the allies and our partners to achieve the same degree of cyber resilience and the same degree of cooperation, intelligence sharing, mutual assistance and all of that. And of course, it's very important for deterrence, because the more you show that you can defend your networks and you can't be penetrated, the less likely ultimately you are to be attacked.